Aquarius, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, October 30th to Monday, November 6th, 2017. Now, what's going on for you this week, Aquarius, is we've got Mercury right here in your 10th house of your career, okay, and of your life direction, of your reputation, your social standing in the world, okay? And I think what you need to do this week is you need to figure out what kind of career do you want? What kind of life direction, what kind of reputation and social standing is it that you really want and need to feel more comfortable with you and who you are and you alone, okay? I think that's the big thing that's happening here, okay? And the reason why I say this is because we do have a Mercury this week in a square with the nodes of the moon, okay? And whenever a planet is in a square with the nodes of the moon, to me, it's like a big message from God or from the universe saying, you need to focus on this thing, okay? This thing has very important messages for you that you need in order to move forward, okay? This week, of course, being where Mercury is in your 10th house of career, and I think a lot of times when we have planet square the nodes, we don't want to focus on this area. It's uncomfortable for us. It's hard for us. We don't understand why we need to in the first place. And I think this week you need to focus on working some of that stuff out and figuring out what it is that you want, okay? Now, this isn't the first time this issue and this thing that you're feeling and working out this week is going to come up. It's going to be a thing throughout the next month or two with all of the fast-moving planets coming through the same square to the nodes, and then Jupiter also hanging out here next year as well. So you got a lot of work to do on your career and on where you think your life and your career is going, okay? And really needing to start going deep and working out some of that stuff this week to make sense of it, okay? And I think if you can figure out what's going on with your career and your life direction and what it is you want and what it is that you need and what is it you feel about some of those things, it's going to start to open up some doors here for you and your relationships with other people, where the North Node is in your 7th house of partners, okay? But it really being contingent first on you figuring out where you see your career going and the life direction and some things that you need there before the partnerships can start to come into play, okay? So I think that's what I see happening there. I think as you're trying to figure out your career and your life direction, perhaps some uncomfortable things coming up here where Chiron is in your 2nd house of money. If you can read it, my pen here is a little weird. It doesn't always catch when I write. So we've got some uncomfortable things coming up here when it comes to Chiron in your 2nd house, which is in a trine with Mercury in your 10th. I think you're trying to figure out your career, you're trying to figure out your life direction, what's happening there, but maybe feeling like, you know, money is just not there and you can't have the money doing the career that it is that you want, or maybe you don't feel valued. A lot of times that comes up in the 2nd house too, feeling like you have a career but you aren't really doing what it is that you want to be doing, or you don't really feel useful. What's happening there? I think some of that stuff can also come up too. Confidence being issue with your career and with the direction that your life is going in. And I think you needing to not worry so much about money and about your confidence and about whether or not you do have what it takes and about whether or not people do appreciate you, okay? And to just focus on what it is that you alone want for your life and for your career and what you want to be doing and how you want other people to see you, okay? And I think if you could focus on that, all right, and not get so caught up in all of this other stuff, it's going to be easier for you to figure some things out, okay? I think as you're thinking about your career, there's also a lot of stuff coming over here where Saturn is in your 11th house of your goals for the future, okay? So it's not just good enough to have a career and to have a life direction. You want one that can point your life in the right direction, that can be your calling, that can resonate with you and your heart and what you want and help you reach some of your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. And I think you're really trying to figure out some of that stuff. Again, when you envision your life and think about some of your goals, and also being a little bit uncomfortable here, worrying about money and worrying about your confidence and your skills as well, but also needing to focus on where you see your life going, needing to focus on some dreams of yours and some big picture stuff, and working out some issues with career here in order to move forward, okay, regardless of some uncomfortable feelings. And I think if you can start to focus on your goals and on your career and on your future, it's going to start to open up some doors here for you to really begin to communicate here more honestly and more authentically about things you want and things you need and things that are important for you, and to begin to think about things in the right ways as well, okay? With Saturn here at the very end of the week going to come into a trine with Uranus in your 3rd house of talk and your 3rd house of communication, okay? So there could be some unexpected news that comes up at the end of this week or it could be some unexpected communication or even some insights that you have about your life and about where your life is going that comes up at the end of the week too, that I like to think will be good. I mean, Uranus is your ruler here, so is Saturn, making, I think, a pretty aspect to each other. So I think if you can get through some of these uncomfortable feelings about your money and about your confidence and keep your eye on the ball, on some big goals of yours here and on some career stuff that you want, I think it's going to open up some doors for you here to start having real conversations about things that are important to you and to be more open and honest about things that it is that you want, okay, which I think is going to be very helpful for you. Okay, now as you start to have these communications that come up about things that are important to you, needing to make sure that you balance it here where Venus is and your 9th house is something new. Also of your beliefs too, if it doesn't always hit you in a new way here, but not just communicating about a goal, okay, but also needing to figure out how to do something new, perhaps with this communication, okay, that you haven't done before, maybe needing to learn or study something new, okay, in order for you to reach some of your goals. That could be a thing, maybe needing to move as well to reach your goals, something along those lines. Maybe just needing to not only communicate about something that's important to you, but to also make steps to do something new and different that you've never done before, okay, in order to get to the place that it is that you want to go. And maybe also needing to adjust your belief systems as well so that you can make sure that you're thinking about your life in the right ways and pointing it in the right direction too, okay? So I think that can be a lot of stuff that can come up, and I think if you try to focus on doing something new here, okay, it's really going to help you to reach some of your dreams, do something that's important to you, be more yourself, and to work better with people too, okay? So I think that is what is going on there this week. The last thing that I want to mention to you is a full moon right here in your 4th house of home and family coming in the very end of this week. So I think what's happening is that maybe the past few weeks, months, maybe you've been thinking a lot about home life, about stability in your life, how you can build a stability in your life, how you can feel emotionally comfortable in your life as well. And I think the full moon here is saying that's fine if you've been thinking about that, but try to tie up any loose ends here, okay, when it comes to home life, when it comes to your emotions, okay, so that you can stop thinking about that, okay, and really begin to throw yourself more into your career, which I think is where you need to go. It's what you need to focus on. It's what you're going to be called to really work out some issues more of in the next year or so, all right? And I think you need to make sure you're emotionally taken care of and everything at the core of your being and at home and family is taken care of so that you can throw more of your energy into your career here, focus more on big picture stuff, and really start to move your life in the direction that you want to move it in, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable in the process, okay? And really needing to realize that as you are working out some career stuff, that you may have to explore your money options. You may have to explore your gifts and talents, okay, and do things differently here. Maybe make money in different ways. Maybe use different skills and talents or learn different skills and talents in order to move forward, okay? And really needing to start to think about things in those ways so that you aren't so upset or hurt as you begin to build more of a career that it is that you want, okay? So that's what I see coming in for you. Now your card for the week is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is actually a card of instability, of not feeling quite right emotionally, not feeling like your needs are being met and taken care of, like in every way, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever. And I think this week you need to figure out how can you do that? How can you get more of your needs met, feel more comfortable with your life, and not just one part of your life, but in all different parts of your life, take care of it here, okay? Especially with the full moon in the 4th house coming in here. What is it that you need to feel comfortable at the core of your being? And maybe needing to focus on that first before you can start to move forward out into the world and career and some other stuff, okay? And maybe needing to just take a break to figure some of that stuff out before moving in other directions, okay? So that's what I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.